Okay, so in class, this is page 134 in the school year of 2021 to 2022, but I goofed up, and that should really say page 34, so if it bugs you, cross out the 1 and put 34. What's up, Lily? Is that what you're going to say? Okay, cool. We are working actually in our angles unit, and we're about to start solving equations using angles. And I know this doesn't even look like angles, but it does look like equations. It's been a long time since we've solved equations, so I wanted to get some review in on how to solve equations. The very first thing we always did when we were solving equations wasn't even math, it was just something organizational. We just drew a line down the equal sign to separate the equation between a left and right side. Okay. I've got a poster in the back of my room that says how to solve equations. I'm just reading the steps off of that. You guys have similar notes in your binders if you have me for math class. The very first step when we're solving equations is to combine like terms. So I'm going to just look at each individual side and see if I can combine any terms. Looking on the left side, we've got 6r plus 7. 6r has a r or a variable with it, and 7 does not. Since one of them is a variable term, 6r, and the other is a constant term, a plain number, 7, I can't combine them. Looking on the right side, we've got 13 plus 7r. Do you guys think I can combine 13 and 7r?
Yeah.
Why do you think I combine them?
Wouldn't it just be 13 plus 7 and then just add an r?
7 is a variable term? Is 13's not. So since one of them is a variable term and one of them is not, they're not like terms, which means I cannot combine them. So that first step, combining like terms, is actually already done in that first problem. The second thing we've got is a student coming to the room that's not supposed to. Oh, I know this student. Okay, the second step is to collect all of the variables on one side of the equal sign. Well, what are some of the variable terms I have here?
6r.
6r, Mariah. Lily, you have the other one?
7r.
7r. Well, 6r lives on the left side and 7r lives on the right side. That is two different sides. This step means I need to put them on one side. It does not matter which one I choose to move. It doesn't matter which side I want my variables on. We just have to go with something and do some math. Lily, which one do you want to move?
6.
Lily wants to move this 6r, and I think that's a really smart choice because positive 6 is smaller than positive 7. Yep. Okay, so I said positive 6x. How did I know it was positive? There's nothing in front of it, so I know it's positive. Well, how do you undo a plus 6r? Minus 6r. Now we minus 6r from that because what is 6r minus itself? 0. And 0 plus 7 is what? 7. Now we've got, right now we have a balanced equation, and I took away 6r from the left side. So what do I have to do to the right side? Take away 6r. Now when I write this, because I'm a super organized math doer of things, where do I put minus 6r at? Under the 13 or the 7r?
The 7r.
Why am I choosing the 7r?
Because it has an r.
It has an r, which means those are like terms, and if I have terms that are like terms, I can combine them. What is 7r minus 6r? 1r. Is it a positive 1r or a negative 1r? Positive. There we go. What do we still have on the right side?
13.
13. Can I combine 13 and 1r?
14r. But you can't do it because one has a variable and one doesn't.
I actually can't do it. Thank you, because one has a variable and the 13 does not have the variable r. Okay. Just reading from the poster again. The next step says to collect constants on the opposite side. Constants are the plain numbers. So let's go back to our variable term. 1r is on the right side. So r's get to be on the right side, and plain numbers have to be then on the left side. Is there a plain number that's not on the left side? What is it? 13. Is that a positive 13 or a negative 13? Well, how do you undo a positive 13? Minus it. And I'm minusing it because what is 13 minus itself? 0. And 0 plus 1r is 1r. Well, again, we had a balanced equation. We took away 13 from the right side. What do I have to do to the left? Same exact thing. So what am I going to write on the left side? Minus 13. Now we have a positive 7 minus 13. What is positive 7 minus 13?
6. Negative 6.
Okay, so the difference between 7 and 13 is 6. There's more negatives here, so our answer is negative 6 equals 1r. Is there another step I have to do? Or am I done?
Negative 6 equals 1. You don't have to have 1 or you can just put r.
Right. Sometimes you guys think you have to divide by 1, but dividing by 1 doesn't change the value. 1r is the same as r. Now you know that r equals what?
1.
R equals, r is 1r, which is, negative 6. Okay. So there's just a quick review on how to solve equations. So that was an example from the left side of equations that we have. Now let's look at an example from the right side. Does anyone need more time to write? Are you sure? I can pause it. Okay. Looking at the right side. Here's my equal sign. What should I draw through it? For no mathematical purpose, just to be organized. Left side, right side. Very first step from the poster or your notes is to combine like terms. On the right side, we only have one term. Can I combine it with anything? No. What are the terms on the left side? Remember, terms are separated by pluses and minuses. So one of the terms I have is 6r. What's another term? Plus 7. What else? 13. And then a positive 7r. Perfect. Are any of those terms like?
Yes.
Which ones are like?
The 6r and 7r.
6r and 7r are like. So when I have 6r and 7r, how many r's do I really talk about? 6r plus 7r is how many r?
11.
13. 13r. Adding in our head is great. The other terms are 7 and 13. Can I combine 7 and 13?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, what is 7 and 13? 20. Was that a positive 20 or a negative 20? It was a positive 20. So if it was a positive 20, what do I put between 13r and 20? A plus. Great. Okay. we already said that we didn't have anything to combine on the right side, so I'm just going to drop down the 180. For no mathematical reason other than just to have the equation all on one line, so I don't have to look at two different spots for one equation. Okay. Now the next step would be to collect our variables on one side of the equation. The variable terms are 13r, and are there any other variable terms? Wait. Okay, go back. How did we get 20? 20 came from 7 plus 13. Where did I get 7 plus 13 from? 7 plus 13 came from this 7 and this 13. And that's how I got the 20. 7 and 13 were both plain numbers, so I could combine them, right? And 7 plus 13 is 20. Are you good with 20? Okay, and you're good with how we got 13r? Okay. And then 180 I just dropped down. Okay, now the variable term is 13r. Is there any other variable term in this equation? No. So 13r already is on one side by itself. It's on the left side, which means constants can't be on the left side. They have to be on the right side. Is there a constant that's not on the right side? What constant's not on the right side? 20. How do you undo that plus 20? Subtract 20. Because 20 minus itself is 0, and that leaves us with 13r. Now if we took 20 away from the left side, I also put a minus 20 where? Underneath the 180. 180 minus 20. 160, good job. Okay, before we answer this next step, the next step is to isolate the variable. I have a lot of visitors today at the door. Okay. We've got 13 with an R by it. We've got 13 with an R by it. If I were to say that expression out loud, would I say 13 times R, 13 plus R, 13 divided by R, or 13 minus R? What does 13R really tell us? 13 times R plus R.
160.
Okay, not just R. We're dealing with 13R, right, Gage? So what symbol could I put between the 13 and the R? Right now, what does it say out loud? It says multiply. It says multiply. So what's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. So I divide the left side or the right side by 13?
The right side. Oh, wait. Yeah, right side.
The right side, but also what?
13.
Because if I divide the right side by 13, what else do I have to do?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Left side.
That was a trick question. Sorry. Okay. 13R divided by 13. What is 13 divided by 13? Before you answer, make sure you are confident with it. Lily? Oh no, because if I had 0R, so you're saying 0. That means I'd have 0R equals a number, and that doesn't actually solve for R. That solves for 0. So 13 divided by 13 is 1. So this leaves me with 1R, which we already know is just R. So on the right side, we have 160 over 13. Raylan, I think I saw you working that out. Raylan? You got 160 over 13 divided by 13?
12.31.
12 point. I think you rounded a little bit. That's okay. We can round. So R is almost 12.31. Are there questions on how we did this problem here?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. All right. Awesome.